What's up, cousins? You know it's your boy, your bro, your favorite cousin, DJ the Singer, and I'm back with a recap and a review of episode 3 of We Belong Together with Nelly and Ashanti.
You show me I will do it, baby. If you teach me how to love you, I will do it. All the pain you've been through, I refuse to take you through it, baby. If you teach me how to love you, I will do it. I promise I'll prove it. Such a alien pain.
Now, before I jump in, if you're new here, welcome. Go ahead and hit that like button. I noticed that 94% of y'all watch my videos but do not subscribe. So if you want me to continue putting out new content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and turn your notifications on so you can be the first to be notified when I drop new content. And while you're at it, go ahead and share this video. For the returning cousins, I'm glad to have you back. I'm not gonna hold you guys long. We're gonna briefly skim through this episode, and I kind of want to hear from you guys at the end. You guys let me know what you thought about episode 3. If you haven't seen it, go watch it and then come back to the comment section. So the episode opens with Ashanti meeting with her publicist. Ashanti is going over her schedule and basically everything that she has on her plate coming up for the next couple of weeks. Not only is she planning Nelly's 50th birthday party, but she's also going over her travel schedule, and she's also singing the national anthem for the upcoming Yankees game. Now, this is Ashanti's second performance since having baby KK, and she's nervous, she's all in her head. But I want to go on record and point out something that I misread in earlier recaps. She's not throwing away her career. She's not giving a bunch of excuses. She's, like I said in a previous recap, the reasons that we're here. Like, she's not giving us reasons on top of reasons. She's having separation anxiety. Like, she's a first-time mom. Like, and then on top of that, I didn't even consider that she may be postpartum. So, like, she's literally going through the motions. She doesn't even know really and truly what's going on right now. Like, she's just figuring it out day by day. So I could have been a little bit more gracious, but that's really what's going on. She's having separation anxiety. And God bless her publicist. Like, sis was trying to hold it together. She really was. She was like, all right, so we need to go over this, and we need to go over guest list, and we need to talk about menu, and, travel arrangements. Have you packed? And at every stop, it was a call from Nelly. Ashanti has to go pump. It's just a number of things. And I understand, like, it's got to be a headache to have that much going on, trying to juggle all of that. But God bless her publicist, because sis was trying to hold on, but I could tell that she was getting a little annoyed. In the next scene, we see Ashanti getting her nails done in the apartment that she and Nelly are temporarily renting. She gets a call from her creative director, Bryce, who is butt naked and about to get in the shower. And he basically is just checking in with Ashanti, her vocals, just making sure that she's ready to get out there and kill this national anthem. And let me just say, Ashanti said it in her confessional, but let me be the one to tell you, the national anthem, while it is a simple song, it is one of the hardest songs to sing. The national anthem was my audition song when I was auditioning to sing backgrounds with Miss Kelly Price. And I just want to say that it was tough. One day I may get on here and tell y'all the story. I need to check the terms of my NDA. But if everything is clear, I'll get on here and I promise I will tell y'all the story of how I started singing backgrounds with Miss Kelly Price. But the national anthem is the song that we auditioned to. And like I said, it is a difficult song to sing. That song will definitely display your range, everything about your vocals. It puts everything on Front Street. Nelly comes in. Ashanti and Nelly have some small talk about Nelly repping the LA Dodgers. And then we cut to the next scene, which is Ashanti praying in her dressing room and preparing to get out there and kill the national anthem, which she did. Her mom was saying how it was just a beautiful moment. Ashanti's a new mom. Nelly is there to support her. She hadn't heard Ashanti sing the national anthem in so long, and just hearing her sing the national anthem, she got chills. You could definitely hear the growth. For someone who just had a brand new baby, for someone who had a C-section at that, for someone who has not performed in a while, Ashanti killed that national anthem. I have to say, from the first time that I heard Ashanti live, I remember 7th grade going into the 8th grade, summer vacation. My dad took my brother and I to a horse park. And I never forget being out there and the people were doing line dances. Dun, 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 dun. Jump on it, jump on it, jump on it. Right, like it was the whole thing. And then Ashanti appears out of nowhere. Foolish was still somewhat fresh. She was going into Happy as the second single from the chart-topping debut. And the record-breaking debut, might I add. And so it was just a whole moment, but I remember her vocals being young and raw and untouched. You could tell there was no real training there. But since then, 20 plus years in the game, you could definitely hear the growth. You could tell sis has been working on her vocals. You could definitely tell that she has invested in a vocal coach. Like I said, fresh off the table, you're getting out here, you're singing. For some women, after they have a baby, they could be a soprano and their register drop way down in the tenor register. Or they drop an octave. It's common. It's a few different things. I won't go into it, but for Ashanti to still be able to sound like Ashanti. And then on top of that, she had a C-section. So for Ashanti to have all of this going on and still get out there and kill the national anthem, congrats, mama. Nelly said that Ashanti was the Yankees' good luck charm. I have to say Nelly is a bold MF because you're sitting at a Yankees game with LA Dodgers paraphernalia. Sir, they do not play that. What are you doing? But Nelly even said Ashanti was their good luck charm. From the last time I checked, the score was 11-4. The Yankees won the game, and needless to say, Nelly did not think that he would be invited back. Following this, we see the Haynes loading up the tour bus for a 14-hour ride to Atlanta. Let me tell you something, 14 hours in a car, that ain't no hope. And you basically see Nelly and Ashanti having conversation about the costume. Ashanti reassures Nelly that everything's fine. We're going to get into that in just a minute. And then you also get into just some friendly banter. You see Nelly messing around with Ashanti's publicist. You know, she's just like, I'm leaving, because clearly y'all talking about spanking each other, that's not, I'm not here for that. You know, I'm not getting in the middle of that. I stay out of married people's business. And in them horse playing, Ashanti's just like, don't wake the baby. And Nelly, of course, he's like, wake your tail up. And baby KK starts crying. Somewhere in this scene, Ashanti talks about how motherhood has changed her. Normally, she would just hop on a plane and spend 2 hours on a flight, and then she'd be at her destination. Now, with a brand new baby, she prefers the extended rides of being on a tour bus. She said she prefers it that way. It lowers the possibility of baby KK getting sick, all the germs in the airport, all that different energy. You know how it is when you're going through TSA. Not even just going through TSA. When you walk in the airport, it's all of this energy. It's so much going on. People breathing and coughing and anthrax and all of that. Like, it's just so much going on. So I can't even say that I blame her. We then see the Haynes pulling up to the family rental home, and Nelly and Mama Tina are rushing baby KK off of that tour bus because he's made it smelly. So before he's able to properly meet his other siblings, they gotta change him. Mama Tina is rushing him to the back to go change his diaper. Nelly is mixing and mingling with the kids, his son Trey. We are introduced to his daughter Chanel. We also see his niece Stink. You know, just to name a few people. We also see Nelly's daughter's son, who Nelly also adopted. So that's one of his 4 kids. And if you guys remember, back in 2005, Nelly's sister passed away, and so he adopted her 2 kids as his own. And basically, they talk about how Nelly really stepped up as a father figure. We also learned that Nelly does not like being called Gramps, Grandpa, Paw, none of that. Like, he prefers Tupac, which basically stands for him being Chanel's father, but also a father to her son as well. So I thought that was pretty neat. I think that's a pretty dope nickname. For those that don't like being called grandpa, you know, you have grandma who doesn't want to be a grandma, she'd like to be grandma or Nikki or something like that. Like I've heard of an array of different names. So it's nice to hear one for the grandpas out there. Not only was this scene really heartwarming, but this scene was really introspective as to how Nelly's family dynamic works. His daughter Chanel talks about how when she first met Ashanti, she was roughly about the age of 12 to 14, somewhere in that range, and how she didn't see Ashanti as her dad's girlfriend. She saw her as Ashanti, the singer. And over time, their relationship has evolved. She doesn't really see Ashanti as her stepmother. She sees her more as her homegirl, one of her girlfriends. And even Ashanti talks about how when she first met the kids, how it was interesting coming into the role of being a mother figure more so than a stepmother. She also talks about how Nelly and his baby mother, while they weren't necessarily best friends, you know, there was no real static between the two of them. So it's really interesting to kind of get a deeper introspective as to how their family dynamic is structured and how they operate as a blended unit. I think another thing that's really interesting to me, like I told y'all, I remember when Ashanti first hit. Like, I remember her being a hook girl before Foolish. Like, she was the hook girl. She was the girl that sang the hook on all these rappers' songs. If you listen to the intro on her debut album, you can hear a medley of those cuts. But y'all, Ashanti is somebody's mama, okay? And if we're really gonna take that route, you know, I know Nelly doesn't like being called Pawpaw or Grandpa or Granddaddy or any of that, but in the big picture, you know, Ashanti is somebody's grandma. Like, it's interesting how time flies. Time really waits for nobody. So I told you guys we were going to circle around to this part. We now see Nelly trying on his costume for the Hollow Western party. That is the theme, country western, you know, cowboys, horses, the whole nine. And let me just tell you, Nelly said out of his own mouth, the outfit was fire. Okay? But he could not breathe. He could not walk. He could not move in those pants. Those leather pants, baby. When I tell you, Nelly was like, I can't breathe. And the way he was walking, like my daddy used to make this joke when he was living. He was like, I walk like my name should be Clarence. Do. And that thing, that's literally how Nelly was walking, like this little wade in the water walk that he had going on. Nelly was poor thing, he was struggling. But Ashanti eventually pulled her look together. Nelly got his look together. And so they take off and they go to this party. Now, this party looked lit, okay? They had a mechanical bull. They had bundles of hay. They had real horses. Brian Michael Cox was the DJ. You had cameo appearances from T.I., Young Jock. I saw Jermaine Dupri there. You know, him and Nelly are good friends, so Jermaine was gonna be there. You saw Big Boy from Outkast. It was a whole family affair. Even the friends that were there, like they were doing line dances. They had drinks, of course, but it just looked like such a good time. I wish I had gotten an invite. And that was the gist of the episode. Listen, y'all, this episode just might be my favorite up until this point. I'm loving seeing Nelly and Ashanti co-parent, but I'm also loving watching Ashanti maneuver through this brand new phase of motherhood. It's really interesting to see her prioritize simply herself and really grow in the realm of being not just a wife, but a new mom. But per usual, I want to hear from you guys. Do you think Ashanti is handling this transition well? What do you think about Nelly wearing Dodgers paraphernalia to this Yankees game? And do you guys think that Ashanti is the cool stepmom that we've all somewhat kind of wanted? I want to hear from you guys. Again, I am your cousin in music, DJ the Singer. By all means, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Like I told you, 94% of y'all watch my videos and don't subscribe, but I want to connect with y'all. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video with your social media circles, and by all means, turn on your notifications so you can be the first to be notified when I drop new videos. I've been telling you guys this in every video, but I really want to get my streams up. Go ahead and head over to the streaming platform of your choice. I just dropped a mixtape a couple of months ago. I'm promoting it. It's called Prelude. It was what it was. You can hear it on any streaming platform. Let me know what your favorite song is. I will definitely start doing cousin shout outs sooner than later. So definitely reach out to me. Talk to me in the comments. I will respond. But per usual, I love you guys. You guys stay safe out here in these crazy streets. And if nothing else, remember, stay far away from haters. They make you itch. Until next time.
You're no good, but we're making love again. All because I still want you, love us. I wanna fix. My friends say the outcome will be